Counter-Narrative News, bringing you daily news today on Wednesday, the 10th of May 2023. For a second night in a row, the white colonial, white supremacist state of Israel has pummeled the small strip of land that holds millions of Palestinians called the Gaza Strip. It's bombed it again, and now the total over 2 nights of bombings by Israel against the Palestinian people of Gaza has resulted in 20 dead, 3 commanders of the Palestinian resistance movement, of which there's many, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, 4 comrades of the radical socialist anti-colonial movement, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, 5 women and 5 children. It's very sad to witness this in solidarity with the Palestinian people. To think that our grandfathers and grandmothers were faced with this in Palestine, that our mothers and fathers' generation were also, that our generation and then our children continue to face the same struggle in much more comparatively worse political conditions in the region and globally, is just very depressing, and our hearts goes out to the Palestinian people impacted there. Speaking to one of our main contacts in Gaza just today, in the last few minutes, she reminded us that it was around this time, actually 2 years ago, 9th of May 2021, that the white colonial settler state of Israel conducted its last major massacre against the Palestinians. In connected news, in Moscow, the Russian leadership has hosted the highest level talks for over a decade between the counterparts of the Turkish state, Syria, and Iran. This meeting is connected with events in Gaza because basically Iran and Syria have placed themselves in a very junior position, and that's to be extremely diplomatic with the language, in relation to Russia. Russia and China and other superpower states in the world, that's Western neo-colonialism, have all basically manipulated the situation in the region by which Iran and Syria are continuing to be squeezed. The attack on the Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza by Israel is interesting. The PIJ is a close organization with the Iranian leadership, some arguing that basically it's a kind of a proxy force. Indeed, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad do consider their leadership to be the supreme leader, quote-unquote, in Tehran. Now, the point one is trying to make here is that Israel and its collaborating states in the region, of which Egypt and Turkey is a part of that whole mosaic of power, that Israel is saying that, yeah, Russia, you can do what you like with Iran and Syria. We will continue to squeeze them by our weekly bombing raids in Syria, and will attack their allied forces in Palestine, and no one's going to do anything about it. And that's quite the case. There is no one else to do anything about it. The Syrians and Iranians have long ago tied their hands in being a pathetically junior relationship to some of the most toxic white supremacist colonial forces in the world, in the form of the Russian leadership. And you can see here how, although there's competition between the emergent global capitalist powers of the East and the long-established the neo-colonial powers of the West, although there is contradictions and they're competitors on the global capitalist market, that politically and largely culturally and socially and economically, they are actually delivering and facilitating the same frameworks, the same exploitation, and the same oppression as each other. In other news across Africa, some interesting, just very news in brief. In Guinea, which has seen a military junta for the last couple of years, the people in the capital Conakry have risen up in great protest there. People want a political say in the running of their own affairs, as it pertains to health, education, employment, and bettering the lives of them and their families. A military dictatorship is not always going to seek the approval of its masses unless it's a radical socialist military dictatorship, which actually then, from top down, administers a redistribution of wealth and power. In the Kivu region, bordering Rwanda in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Still thousands of people are missing because of massive floods and rainfall there, leading to mudslides, and also a lack and absence of the infrastructure to manage this amount of rainfall, which, if managed correctly, could be a great asset and benefit to the people. But the people of DRC have been, by neocolonialism and its regional puppets, not least Rwanda, have been subjected to destabilization and violence for generations now. And finally, the people of Khartoum, and that's the Sudanese people of Khartoum, are continuing to be displaced. Refugee numbers are increasing because regional and global capitalist powers are having a ding-dong in backing two horses at the same time who are fighting it out and devastating the Sudanese people in between. That's Counter-Narrative News, wishing everyone a fantastic day. Please continue to support us by encouraging your friends and contacts to subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider following us on Twitter at @countess_CNN. Many thanks.